Hello, everyone. I'm just going to allow about 20 seconds or so just for everyone to join. For those that have just joined, I'm just going to allow just a few more seconds just for the final group of attendees just to enter into the webinar. Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today. My name's Rob. I'm going to take you through a demonstration about Atvero Mail, and I'm going to be talking to you around how it aids in managing compliance and consistency within your projects. A recent survey that we conducted across AEC professionals found that email was the primary method of communication across the industry. And with the Building Safety Act and Golden Thread, these emails now have ever increasing importance. With the new limitation periods for claims under the Defective Premises Act jumping from 6 years right the way up to 30 years, having structure around email retention has never been more important. So whether you're coordinating design changes, whether you're updating your clients or sending urgent site instructions, email is the backbone of communication. And I've learned from hundreds of previous conversations with AEC companies that there are many methods. Some work well and others can be very time consuming. And even more concerning, some have no defined process at all. There's three key considerations with email management that I'd like you to ask yourself. So number one, how easy is it to find project emails received by yourselves, other colleagues, and those that have left the business? Number two, does your current process ensure that all emails are filed efficiently? And number three, do you have the processes in place to be able to store emails for 30 years? And if so, how would you search the content quickly? The three most important areas within email management to consider are quality management, risk, and productivity. So firstly, from a quality perspective, is there a complete record of all project communication? Is it accessible across the team? And is this consistent? Being able to say yes to all of these helps to reduce time wasted on the project and also ensures key standards are followed. Over two-thirds of respondents in our survey said that they struggle to find emails during litigation, and even more concerning, 48% of AEC companies do not file departing employees' emails before they leave the company. And this compounds the risk that a company faces when the length of time for claims has increased by so many years. Alongside the breakdown in QA workflows and the increase in risk, we also find that up to 1 day per week can be wasted by an employee searching for project information. So put simply, for every 5 employees that your company hires, only 4 of them are supporting with the project workload and creating additional revenue. So how can Atvero help you to reduce the risk and also improve productivity? Well, as I'm going to show you soon in the live demo, Atvero's intelligent email filing that reduces the administration of filing emails, and then discovery of information can consume a huge amount of time. And I'm going to detail how you reduce this significantly whilst also hugely increasing visibility and consistency. Finally, something that I've not touched on, however, possibly one of the most important pieces of the Atvero story is that our application is built into your Microsoft ecosystem, meaning it's intuitive to use, it's right there inside Outlook, and it also files all the emails directly into the SharePoint project. So this means that your project-related emails and the information is kept safe and always owned by you. Email filing is not new for us. We've been supporting our customers with compliance and information exchange for many years, and email's always been part of the full Atvero PIM system. However, legislation such as the BSA highlighted to us the need for a standalone email management tool to support the AEC industry with getting started on their information management journey. So our goal really was to create a great usable product for our customers that they can quickly adopt, and as a result, Atvero Mail was created. Here's just a selection of some of the clients that we've got using Atvero. And now I'm just going to move over to my browser just to talk you through how simple Atvero is to use. So you'll see from the demo that I'm actually using a browser. This is only really to keep my work email separated from the demonstration data that we're going to be using. And actually, it's probably a great time to say that Atvero Mail works on all platforms. So that's browser, it's Mac, Windows, Outlook app, and also Outlook mobile. And it also works on classic Outlook and also the new Outlook, as you'll see from my screen now. The first thing to show you is the immediate visibility of what's been filed inside of the project and what's not. So immediately as I come into here, I can see that there are emails that have been filed in Atvero, and there's a green icon that represents that. Above that, there's a couple of emails that I'm going to look to try and file into the project. So by clicking on the email, what that then will do, will bring up the Atvero sidebar. Immediately, it takes me directly to my favorite projects. And from here, I can just go through in a couple of clicks, I can file that email. It's nice and easy, and I'll show you how that happens in a moment. In the middle, we also have all of the projects. So we've got favorite projects, and we've also got our full list of projects. So it could be that you have 20 projects that you're a member of, or it might be that you've got 50 or even 500 projects. All of those projects will show in this list, and you can use that search bar there to find that project just by typing in either the project reference number or code or some of the name of the project. Once you've found that, you can then highlight them as one of your favorites, and then they will appear in the favorite bar there. On the right-hand side, we also have some information about the email after it's been filed, but this one has not yet been filed. So as we go into there, that will be blank. But if I go into one that I filed yesterday, you'll see that the information shows me that it's been filed into this particular project, that it's been filed, the time and the date, who filed it, and also any of the tags that have been filed against that. So I'm just going to go back to that email that I'm going to file. So let's go back again just to start. So I've come into here, I've come into my emails, I've looked, I can see that I've got some of them filed. I can see that I've got one here from Esan. And so what I want to do is go and file that because it's a project related email. I want my colleagues to be able to see that, but I also want to make sure that that is then being filed. So from here, what I'll then do is I'll go through and I'll choose the project that I want to file that into. So I click on the project, and then what I then am able to then do is give an additional tag to this. These are tags that you as a client will be able to choose. So your business will have your own tags inside of there. So once you've tagged the information with that, then file that email. It's now been filed directly into the project. Now that I've filed this email, the full email chain is going to be filed. So that's both future and also past emails that are in that chain. And that happens on both sent and received emails. So that means that from a couple of clicks, just to click here and then click onto the project and then add a tag, every single email related to that subject has now been filed all the way through into the future. And you can see now that that has now just been filed in Atvero and it's been updated within there. Not only that, if there are other members of the project team included in the email, the first person files it for everyone, and then the remaining individuals will see that filed in Atvero in their very own inbox. So if I filed this, and then some of my colleagues were also included on this email, when they go to their emails, they'll see filed in Atvero because I've already done that. Using these two features together means full visibility of what's been filed into the project, and that really does help with reducing time spent. And additionally, Atvero runs a process of deduplication. It's easy for me to say that one. So effectively what that means is that we go through and make sure that there's only one version of an email and the associated attachments that are filed. So this deduplication is really important when searching for information. So filing information is really only one part of email management, and actually the only reason that we file it is so that we can then quickly and effectively find them. And maybe that's because a colleague's gone on holiday, maybe it's due to a claim or an information request in 10 years' time. But whatever the reason, discovery needs to be fast, efficient, and also effective. So to search for those emails relating to a project, I'm just going to click on this button that's down at the bottom of the side panel, and that'll open up the Atvero Mail Discovery panel. So within this discovery panel, I can then go through and I can see all of the different projects that I'm a member of. I can click on each one of them and I can see all of the emails that sit inside of those projects. And any of those emails, I can then go through and I can click to see. So even though Kyle filed this, I can go through and I can see the information that's related to there. In fact, any member of any project can see the information that's sitting there unless it is a confidential email. So it might be that I want to go through and search each one of these individually, and I can just look and search in there. I can also use the email search that's above there. Or alternatively, maybe I'm looking for some information across a group of different projects because it's related to, maybe it's to do with a tender that I'm putting in, or maybe it's looking for some information previously on a claim. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to select a few different projects. So I've got the top 4 projects selected within there. What I'm then going to do is I'm then going to use the word fire. So what that'll then allow me to do is search for the word fire across those 4 projects. So now that I've got the word fire across those 4 projects, it's now showing me that I've got 27 emails that have the word fire inside of them. Now, where Atvero stands out as a fantastic tool is not only is it searching for simple information, which would be like in the subject or in the body of the email, but it's also going to search inside of the attachment. So this particular email that I've got highlighted here doesn't have the word fire in the body, it doesn't have it in the subject, it doesn't exist inside of there. So I know that the word fire exists inside of this attachment. So from here, what I can then do is I can go through and I can view that, I can preview that directly in my browser, or alternatively, I could download that information so that I have that and I can access that information. So it's really powerful knowing that. Atvero gives you that ability to then be able to choose specific terms, specific phrases, and then also then pick the projects that you want to then go through. But in addition to that, maybe now that I've picked the 4 different projects that I've got inside of here, and I've chosen the word fire, I've narrowed down to 27 emails. Maybe that's still not, maybe that's still too wide. So we also then have deeper filters that we can go into here. So you can see here that I can filter by subject, from, with the recipient, and also dates around that. So let's say that I wanted to go through and say from Kyle. So I want to see any of the emails that Kyle has sent. And I'm also going to look for a particular date. So maybe I wanted to look for dates between the beginning of July and the end of July, because that's when I knew that those projects were on, and the information. When I then go into there and apply those, that will then narrow down even further so that I've got that information into these 2 different individual projects. So I've got 2 emails which relate back all the way back to 4 different projects. The actual number of emails that sit inside of these different projects is over 10,000 different emails. So that's how quick and efficient Atvero can be in actually finding that information. So I've narrowed down on 4 different projects. I've then used the word fire, and then I've then also gone down and I've also then decided to choose that filter by the individual and also by a particular date. So in summary, really, Atvero Mail's designed to be a really quick and effective way to file and search for email content. Hopefully you found that presentation interesting. It's shown how effectively emails can be filed and how quickly emails can be filed, which is crucial. And also then how effectively emails can also be discovered. So this just allows you to reduce the risk, increase any collaboration that you've got amongst your colleagues, and also finding that detail for third parties. Just a final little bit for myself, we support our clients with the implementation of all of the software. So what that includes is the implementation and installation, but also training your team. So for a new client, this means that if we install the platform on a Monday, typically you could be up and running with it by Friday with the team trained and filing emails. So just finally, if you'd like any further information, please do send me an email, or alternatively, one of our team will be in touch who can arrange a meeting to discuss next steps. And then the very last thing for me is thank you very much. Appreciate your time today, and hopefully speak in the future. Thanks. Goodbye.